Hello and welcome back to the A16 podcast. I'm your host, Joe Ramos, and we'll have updates, highlights, and more on the Chiefs game this past weekend. Tough loss, but we'll have that when we come back. In today's episode, we'll be talking about the Week 6 loss we had against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. I believe it was a really good football game. It really came down to the wire. That was my prediction in the first place. It was exciting to see how well the Chiefs defense did in the start of the game. They faced some struggles early, and the Bills also had a solid defense the whole game, and they faced some offensive struggles early, which was a little bit surprising, especially with guys in Gabriel Davis and Stephon Diggs. But Devin Singletary kind of started slow too, but then Stephon Diggs and Devin Singletary ended up gashing the Chiefs defense. The Bills drove down the field on their first drive to only end up fumbling on a pitch to Isaiah McKenzie on the 14-yard line, and the Chiefs end up recovering and taking over. Taking over from the 10-yard line, the Chiefs are able to cruise down the field to what looks like it's going to end up being a touchdown when Patrick Mahomes ends up throwing an interception that ends up as a touchback, where I would have liked them to throw the ball away on that 3rd and 10 or 3rd and goal, whatever it may be, to end up for 3 rather than coming away with 0. Just a dumb mistake made earlier in the game, but it happens. It's football. It is what it is. Bills now get the ball back after that INT, of course, and they're driving down the field, and it comes to a 3rd and 9 in the change of quarters. And Justin Reed on this play lays the absolute wood to Isaiah McKenzie. Talking about Isaiah McKenzie being mentioned early, he just wasn't starting the game well and really didn't play well all game. That forced the Bills to take 3 and gave the ball back to the Kansas City Chiefs. On the next drive, this is when the magic starts to show from Mr. Mahomes himself. Scrambling out of the pocket, breaks away a little bit, and completes the ball downfield to Juju Smith-Schuster for not only a first down, but he breaks away, ending up being a 42-yard touchdown for Juju's first touchdown as a Kansas City Chief, something we've been waiting for the past 6 weeks. So that was really exciting to see. And more on Juju later about his first, I would say, big game of the year. The Bills were able to gash the Chiefs downfield, but for the Chiefs, they ended up holding them to a 4th down. And Isaiah McKenzie on this 4th down play was wide open, then shows again how he starts messing up and unathletically trips over his own feet and drops a wide open touchdown pass, leaving the Bills very frustrated. And the Chiefs take over at about 3-4 yard line, backed up in their own end zone, and they get the ball and they end up punting it away. Also want to talk about kind of mid-game thing. Tommy Townsend has a leg and was booting the ball really very well for the Chiefs as the punter. Did his thing. The Bills get the ball back. Quick drive for them. The Chiefs get it back. Also a quick drive from them because of a guy in Von Miller who has been having his way all year, I believe. Also a struggling Andrew Wiley who's had problems with stud pass rushers all year. He struggled against Max Crosby. Again, he struggles against Von Miller. And he's a good backup to have, but when you have a cardboard box and Lucas Niang, who's supposed to be a stud at right tackle, hasn't played a lot of games for Kansas City, but that sucks because he is actually a very, very talented right tackle. The Chiefs were shut down, forced to punt, and Tommy Townsend has a beautiful punt inside the 10-yard line, pinning them back. Now the Bills are 3rd and 13. And of course, Josh Allen shows he's him. He's a very good quarterback and converts into a first down, driving them down the field to score a touchdown in the final minute of the first half to Gabe Davis on rookie Joshua Williams. But there's a little bit of similarity coming in to last year. 12 seconds on the clock. Are we going to be able to score? It's 10-7. No way they can drive the field again. To only set up driving this drive, setting up Harrison Butker for a 62-yard field goal in his first game back. And you're like, 62 yards, that's not going to happen. And he nails it right down the middle against the wind. Would have been good for most likely 67 yards, and he did a little Steph Curry take. He kicks it and doesn't even watch it all the way in. That's the confidence he has in the kick. 10-10, first half ends. Chiefs get a little bit of momentum back after that, and they get the ball coming out second half. First drive was looking pretty good in the second half for the Kansas City Chiefs as they get the ball back. And on a 3rd and 7, Mahomes finds Jerick McKinnon for well short on the freaking 3rd down. I don't understand that play call, swinging McKinnon out to the left when you probably at least want to do like a quick RPO slant type thing to be able to get guys out of the way to get the middle of the field open for guys like Juju or Trav, of course, number one target. It sets us up for what Jim Nantz would have called a chip shot for Harrison Butker, and he ends up missing a 51-yard field goal. And sometimes that's a thing that's hard for me to understand is when a very good kicker can make a 62-yarder, but then misses a 51-yarder. But you also got to realize it's football. It's his first game back. Whatever. Let it go. And here comes the Bills driving down the field again from the Chiefs' 17-yard line to end the drive. And Joshua Williams gets scored on again. Not by Gabe Davis this time, though. Stephon Diggs. I mean, probably one of the best receiving duos in the league, and they really showed out. The Bills are now up 17-10, kind of putting a little bit of worry in that Arrowhead crowd, who was very loud all game. Very troubling to see. 17-10, the Bills were starting to get a lot of. Now the Chiefs get the ball back, and Mahomes finds Juju for a beautiful catch run, still expanding on his big game that he's already had. Like I said, very fun, very energetic, and he starts pounding his chest after he gets that first down to set us up for a possible touchdown on this drive. 3rd and goal, people walking in front of everybody at the stadium, trying to see the play going on. You see it all everywhere. 3rd and goal, Mahomes strikes to Mecole Hardman, touchdown, game tied, 17-7. Let's roll. The Bills stall on their next drive. Chiefs finally get a huge stop on defense, but then our offense just looks slow, and we're like, what's going on? 15's looking good, but everything's just kind of jumbled. Mahomes looks like he's going to break away for what could possibly be a first down. He starts to run, but then gets tracked down by none other than 40 and Von Miller, who again beats Andrew Wiley on the play. Jim Nantz starts laughing again, though, after that. More of a chip shot for Harrison Butker around 40 yards. Harrison ends up nailing this field goal. Chiefs take the lead, 2017, I believe. 9-something left to go. Chief defense need to come up with a huge stop again right here, leading 20-17. And it comes to a 3rd and 10 on the Bills' 36. Pressure in by Chris Jones with a huge sack. Was it a trip? Maybe, but that holds off the Bills to get the Chiefs the ball back on this next drive. But they don't allow the Chiefs to get anything, and they end up punting the ball away again, and there's about 4 minutes left in the game. They move down the field with ease, and as you can see right here, Allen points to Dawson Knox to keep moving, and he throws an absolute strike to him in the corner of the end zone against Justin Reed, who I believe had some blown coverages. He had some highlights on him. Josh Allen hurdled him earlier in the game, earlier on that drive actually, threw a dot to Stephon Diggs where Justin Reed didn't even look like he was going for a tackle. Just rough game, but he'll bounce back. He's a really good football player. Guys have those games, and it's okay. Long season. It looks like the Bills take the lead 24-20 with about 104 left in the game, and it's like, that's way too much time for Patrick Mahomes. Well, he dials up, he gets his first down, and then on the next play, he throws a pick, seals the game for the Bills. Game over. Tough to have that loss at home against the Bills. You know, big rival in the AFC. I believe those are the 2 best football teams in the AFC, maybe in football themselves. It is what it is, but if you remember last year, they smacked us at home by even more. This year, we only lost by 4 with some key players out. It's not an excuse, though, because the Bills also had key players out, and guys like Micah Hyde. Still, Tre'Davious White is out for them. We had Willie Gay out, but he does come back this week after his 4-game suspension. Hopefully, Trent McDuffie comes back soon, too. He is possible to play on this next coming Sunday. 2 guys on the Chiefs I really want to talk about for a big game. First is Juju Smith-Schuster, number 9. Dude really showed out. Had a touchdown, over 100 receiving yards, I believe 8 receptions, just balled out on the day. First big breakaway game for Kansas City. Very awesome to see. And none other than Nick Bolton. He's been solid all year, leads the team in tackles. The guy gets anywhere from 5 to 10 tackles a game. You know, some of the tackles are downfield, not really penetrating, but also he can make those big plays too. I believe he covers well. Maybe not the best coverage, but when he tackles, you feel it, and he wraps up very well. Very good football player, and he's continuing to do his job, step up as the leader after we have let Anthony Hitchens go this past offseason. Another big thing I'd like to talk about that probably wasn't talked about a lot during the game, but Dawson Knox scored his first touchdown after his brother had passed away earlier this year. And that takes a lot of adversity for a player to fight through in general, no matter if they're on your team or not. It's good to see somebody to fight through that. And we just love to see it. And that's a lot of props to him. Kellen and I want to say prayers to him and his family. It's not easy losing a family member. I'm sure we've all lost some loved ones as well before. So just shout out to Dawson Knox, the Knox family, and hopefully they can find peace soon in that. But we play the 49ers this coming week. That's another good opponent. Another good defense that we have to play. Guys like Fred Warner, Nick Bosa. They got other good guys in Jaquiski Tart. Charvarius Ward, ex-Chief, is now with them. He even tweeted out he wants to see more red and gold than red and yellow. He doesn't want a lot of Chiefs fans to fill that stadium for good reason. But they have a very good defense. Their offense, I believe, is very good with guys like George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Jimmy Garoppolo is going to try to bounce back from a not-so-good game that he had. But it's really a Super Bowl 54 matchup. Take it back to that 19 season where we became the champs over them. It's going to be a fun game to watch. My score prediction for this game, I'm going to say 34 to 24. Good victory margin, but I believe the Chiefs can do it handily if they come out on fire. They have to be a well-oiled machine, no starting slow. Enough of that crap. I need to see him come out, score 21. I mean, that'd be good to see, but you never know what's going to happen. It's a good defense. Chiefs got good playmakers as well. Let's just continue to fight on all cylinders. And our boy Willie Gay is back. He's going to bring a lot of high energy to that football team. They missed him the past 4 games. Who knows what our record would be with them. It's no excuse, though. 4-2, still not a bad start to the season. That'll take us into our bye week, which that'll be nice for guys to heal up. So say Trent McDuffie doesn't play, he gets that extra bye week to be able to heal up, and maybe he'll be good for week 9, I hope. But it's a good time for the bye week, so we'll see. We'll get more into that next week. But that'll wrap up this week's episode. Thank you for watching 816 to the 6XO podcast. I'm your host, Joe Ramos, and we'll see you next time. Deuces.